Ja, det är spännande. Det är tidsåkning här. Nu har ju ryttarna varit inne i kämpa redan nu. Men här är det liksom lite allvar.
Och vi hade ju svensk seger i dressyren här alldeles i världscupen. Så det känns som att vi har lite press på de svenska ryttarna att leverera även seger i dressyren.
Ja, dressyren och uppskattningen måste då så väldigt glada ut och ledsen som serien i dressyrklassen. Helt härligt att få höra att svenskarna på dem som det hoppas jag att vi lyssnar på ikväll också.
Verkligen. Vi hade ju väldigt fina framgångar på våra då. Jag kan ha som var på i Anna-Bruna. Hon såg ut att vara solfart.
Många duktiga ryttare i startfältet och också stort startfält av Gothenburg. Ja, Lövstads ryttare kommer ju att uppmärksamma dem med den gröna handbilden. De kommer att vara med i den här klassen. Höjden på himlen, den är rejäl, den är 50 000 av Peter Lundström. Jag får ju nästan lite skrämselvecka i arenan just nu. Det är stort och maffigt och rejält.
Ja, det här är en ganska tajt arena. Det svänger hela tiden. Det är inte snabbt.
Jessica, det bästa med Skandinavien finns ju runt om oss. Egen publik.
Den är ju ring. Så att vi hoppas att publiken kommer hjälpa de svenska ryttarna att... Men här kommer vi hem. Nej, han hänger inte kvar. Han är så stressad.
Han är väldigt upptagen för busskaféen när vi väntar kunna. Det kändes mycket lugnare hos Nino. Han stod för en mjö av sin seger. Det kommer att bli så ikväll också. Publiken är i Skandinavien. Ja, det är alltid så här i att våra publiken är ju kända för att vara världens absolut bästa publik när det gäller hästsport. Vi ska nog se till att lyfta av taket på den sista tidigare uppdelningen i den tävlingen de många från Lövsta. Jag tror väldigt mycket på kommer att komma.
Det tror jag också. Det var också superfint i vår tidigare efterkommande till det kommer inte stanna.
Kul tillfälle kan det också så att det går att spela.
Det finns att spela, det är vinnarska som gäller. Det ska man spela förra 6 som man ska vara bra och tid och saker med. Man kan verkligen, det är väldigt stämning när man sitter och låta.
Det är sin egen tävling att vara med och satsa på sin favorit.
Ja, och det går det. Man kanske har en favorit som man kliar på. Men om man tror att en annan kan vinna så blir det fler.
Annelise Torgersen. for 20 metres. The track set by Peter Longines this evening. The track 150 in height. It's very, very tall. 72 seconds the time land. We look for the quickest clear around the seeding table. A rules apply. 42 combinations, 12 nations. And the Olympic World and European home nation Sweden 17 tonight. Take your seats. We are ready for Bob's market prize this evening.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome along to Gothenburg. Welcome along to the 2024 edition of the Gothenburg Horse Show. One of the world's most famous and historic, dates back to 1979, of course, the original home of the FEI Jumping World Cup final. And, of course, it'll be the final leg on Sunday of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Western European League, with that final round on the road to Riyadh for this year's final in 2024. Tonight, the qualifier, the Volkswagen Prize, big jumping competition with some real superstars involved. Nearly 57,000 euros in the prize fund, and this fabulous cauldron of sport, this amazing arena really filling up tonight with a hugely passionate, enthusiastic crowd. What more can you expect from a nation that is currently sat on top of the world in this sport, with Olympic, world and European team gold medals, and of course the world #1 and world champion in their midst as well. Last year's winner as well of that final in Omaha of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup in the form of Henrik von Eckermann. He's part of the field, as is a star lineup of Swedish riders alongside some world-class talent. And Amanda Ladeblad's going to get us underway on the Killy around this course, set by Peter Ludström. It's a one-round faults and time competition, so foot to the floor right from the off. They've got to concentrate, but of course faults are what they're trying to avoid. Gives us a chance to have a little look at this course. That combination down the side there, 5 ABC, and on the front, and already that's causing a problem. Back rail this time, 5 strides. A little curved line from 7 to 8 round to this second double. And then into what is this final line. 3 strides and over. And then over the last they go, 66.50. Gives us an idea in terms of time. Of course, time allowed is always something we could keep an eye on this occasion. Nowhere near. 72 seconds is the time allowed, so well inside. And I think that's what we'll see tonight in this type of competition. But with that mare, Bayon Tangiello, the first to go for Killy. First of the Swedish stars tonight. Amanda Ladeblad there, finishing on a score of 8. This is the second day for the 5-star riders. 2 wins for France yesterday. Meanwhile, Sweden will be looking to try and put that right today. We come to one of their young stars, Philip Schwitzer. It's going to be the first of those green armbands dictating the 25 and under riders. 22 years of age, this rider that rode on the Young Rider European Championship team in Gole Minore last summer down in Italy. It was this rider's 3rd outing as part of a Swedish youth team in his career. This is a 14-year-old Swedish warmblood, Bajstinov. It's called Elida Nike. That's the ride he's used during those youth European outings. Been a fabulous partner. So recently in national action, but has a strong record for Sweden. Went very well in their Youth Nations Cup finals in Centaur at the back end of last year as well. Rode that very well. 6 strides off that combination. Big wide stretch over that parallel. It really is a monster. Unfortunately, though, just getting caught out coming through that 2-strider double. Really having to shorten and hold, coming down there to 11, and then, of course, to the last again, just holding all the way. Finishing on that 8-fault score as well was a fraction slower than we saw from Amanda Philish-Fitzer there, giving us 2 in a row for Sweden. And sadly still then waiting on a clear. There's a lot of jumping to come in this class, 42 in all, so 40 still to go. Plenty more chances for Sweden, who are still looking to try and get their first win. Been strong with their riders, but it is, of course, as you can see, fences that get in the way of Philish-Fitzer there. As he walks away, we'll see plenty more of the young talent for Sweden a little bit later on. Now, though, to the rider that won the opening 5-star jumping class here for the 2024 Gothenburg Horse Show, Julien Akotin. Took the win yesterday on Farah Tame. Now with Blood Diamond Dupont, the 13-year-old gelding by Diamant de Somalie, French bred. This horse with some great rounds, most recently in Leipzig, where he won the qualifier for the World Cup on this ride. It went well in Bordeaux, his most recent outing. He finished last year really strongly with some cracking results, including a win down in Spain, in A Coruña. Certainly a very informed combination coming into this class. You can see there the confidence turning. Putting in a brilliant performance early doors in the draw. After the win yesterday, he's looking to make it a double today, and he's really pushing on. This could well be the first clear, and it is the clear. And look at that clock, under 60 seconds, 57.03. Smooth round of riding, quick round of riding, and a new leading time. It certainly means business, and Blood Diamond Dupont looking absolutely fabulous there. These crowds certainly appreciate what they're watching. That lovely French-bred gelding powering its way through that combination around that course in great style, and Julien really enjoying his outing here so far. And you can see the smile on his face with the job complete. Now he's just got to sit back and wait. He's going to have a long wait, admittedly, because of course there's 39 still to jump, and there's a lot of talent to come. He knows that. Has he done enough? We'll see. I think that's a very respectable time. I think it's certainly a time that'll make the others think, and it may well force them into mistakes. We will see. Now, Yuri Mancia, the Brazilian star, the 16-year-old mare, Catch Me Marathon. Now, this is a really good, quick horse, and it's still quite a new ride to him. It was ridden by Francesco Jose Mesquita Musa, another Brazilian rider, who had a lot of success with it. A lot of wins, showed its pace. I remember seeing them together at Hickstead last summer and in London last summer, going very, very well in some big 5-star shows. I still think there's a little bit of working out in the relationship between these two to come. But he certainly looks like he's off to a good start here this evening. I'd suggest he's around about a second down at the moment. How close is he going to get? I think he's lost a little bit more time coming down in that final line, but he's still under 60 seconds. It is, nearly 3 seconds away, but it's 59.86 for Yuri and Catch Me Marathon. That combination getting stronger and stronger. But for the moment, Julien Akotin is leading the way. We go back to the replay here. You can see this beautiful double. I mean, it's beautifully nestled in a wonderful forest of greenery. But it's Level they need to be careful. Quite narrow coming in, quite short as well coming out. Well, we move on. And the next to go is Douglas Lindelof. He's certainly been a part of some big moments for Sweden over the years. He had a cracking start yesterday, actually. He was only pipped to the post by a couple of tenths of a second by Juliet in that opening class. On that occasion, he was riding Sheldon. Today, he's riding Charlie's Way, the 11-year-old stallion by Chaco Blue. It's figured on championship teams in the past. He's had a wonderful few horses in his career. Sacramento, of course, was the ride that he took to Team Silver for Sweden here in Gothenburg back in 2017. Just rolled that pole above the water tray at fence 7. Tapped one or two others. It's been a much more sedate round in terms of pace. A little shake of the head, a little bit of disappointment, just that one little error. 63.77 on the clock for Douglas Lindelof there, and Charlie's Way. So we hold fire with 2 clear rounds. Sadly for the home crowd at the moment, those 2 not from Sweden. You'll know when the big Swedish names are coming in, or to be fair, when any of the Swedish riders are coming in this crowd. So notice yesterday, they just begin to erupt as their stars enter in, but now a star from Norway, father and son combination jumping here for Norway. This is Johan Sebastian Gulliksen. We'll see that a little bit later on. This is Equine America Harwich VDL, 12-year-old Barretto VDL. Rode this horse as part of the European Championships in Milan last September. Ended up actually with a really strong result because he finished inside the top 20 individually. And now next to get underway. Turning back towards his final line on before just that back rail coming down so far. $55.10 and a score of 4 to put him into 4th. So Johan Sebastian Gulliksen there, Equine America Harwich VDL. Getting applause. That's a ride in the past that we have seen the likes of Marlon Zanatelli riding, the Brazilian rider. heads out, and in comes the next, and we're back with Sweden. And that green armband dictating one of the younger riders, Victor Evansdorf, 24 years of age. Riding here with ECS Checo Blue Junior. Tremendous opportunity for these younger jockeys to get their chance. It's 12-year-old by Checo Blue. He's ridden last summer in some big youth international competitions, also competed in some of the three-star classes alongside the EF series. That is a shame. That early fence, second fence going down, and pulling a little bit strong. This evening. It's a great opportunity to learn for these riders, these 5-star jumping tracks, getting to competing alongside the biggest names in the sport, and it really does act as a fabulous pathway, educating them, giving them a chance to learn. And it's just turned out be a tough night for Victor Everson there. So nothing changing in terms of the top of the order. We finished there on a total of 20. The top two, of course, both clear. Gilles Nacotin for France leading the way on a score, or a time I perhaps should say, of 57.03. Now to Germany. Hans Ullmann, another young jockey, a 23-year-old rider for Germany. Is riding here this evening with Tokyo 4, the 9-year-old mare by Toulon. This horse as a 7-year-old to 4th place individually in the Young Horse World Championships back in 2022. More recently competing in Neumünster just last week, finishing off very strongly there with a top 3 finish. That came off the back of a win in Neustadt Doss in January. Left himself a lot to do there. He got a little bit into the bottom of that triple bar, and then he really had to put his legs on and accelerate. Settling down a little bit. Jumping a height tonight of 1.50 m. Gets a good strong turn in here, confidently now coming back to this 2-strided double. Still clear with 3 fences left to jump. It's as easy as that. He didn't really do anything wrong. Shortening up, they need to just have that control running down on that 3-stride distance, and unfortunately just catches the pole late on 61.26. Also looking realistically for sub 60-second times for the quick ones, and 57.03 shows just how fast you can go. But the faster you go, the harder it gets, and the easier it is to make an error. Just moving a little bit right on takeoff. You see there, just bending a little bit to the right, just left that left front hanging ever so slightly, and that's all it is. It's just really small percentages. Well, we have Belgium next to go with Peter Clemens. He rides a horse called Kotinka. The 13-year-old mare by Quaid. Experienced rider. He rode this horse into the top 10 in one of the 5-star classes in Amsterdam at the end of January. He also had a brilliant couple of results over the course of his trip to Germany and to Leipzig, where he was twice in the top 7. Very good turn. That's tough. Off that big wide parallel, coming back to a combination, you need to trust your horse. Have that level of control. Keeping up a really nice rhythm to this round. Already turning, coming out of the double. He's going to try and put a little bit of pressure on Julien here. He won't be far away from 57.03. He's got the top within his sights. How close he gets, we wait to see. He jumps the clear, 58.67. It's a super round to go second for Peter Clemens. And Quatinka there, looking very, very tidy around this big jumping track here tonight in Gothenburg. So a lovely round for the partnership there for Belgium. They move into second place. 3 clear rounds so far. Lovely shot there of the tremendous athleticism of that beautiful horse. Lifting up, looking then to the clock when he's finished. Well, we move on. We're back with another for Sweden, Joel Torsten. El Rosa di Costa is the name of this mare. Joel is another of the rising stars, 22 years of age. Another rider that was part of the European Youth Young Rider Championship outing last summer. Riding a horse there called Joker EK. Just having a good look round before we get started here by Hooch DK, this 11-year-old mare. Sporadic international record, of course, jumping nationally a lot, but has in the past been quite successful. Unfortunately, another just to find their way onto that second fence, just running a little bit quick. I think the enthusiasm at the start. And again, another pole falling. That is a tough, if you're looking off that Agria parallel to try and turn inside back to the combination. Because what you've got to do if you're going to try and be competitive in this class, it is a very difficult turn. Coming home, if they can keep it to the 12, that they will, and a time of 65.33 there for Joel Torsten for Sweden. So 12 faults the final score with El Rosa di Costa. This goes into the top 10. Well, of course, we've had 10 riders so far. Just 3, though, have unlocked this course. It's a really fascinating track. The course designer has set them, Peter Lundström, tonight. Very jumpable. But it's a big technical test as well, and certainly using the width of the parallels in places, making them think. And of course, if you're looking for those quicker lines, which they inevitably are, then it does become that little bit more difficult. A couple of the turnbacks there, certainly really testing them. Well, next to go, it's a chance for the Netherlands. It's Lars Kirsten. Was in that jump off yesterday evening. He finished in 5th on Funky Fred A strong round last night. This, though, is Halilia, 12-year-old mare by VDL Zarocco Blue, this Dutch warm blood. Well established at 5-star level. Got the turn. Not too far off the top. I mean, he certainly got the chance to drop this time under 60 seconds. That could, of course, with a clear whatever, he'll go fourth. But how close he'll get to the top three, we'll find out. Going to be on the 60-second margin, 60.73. Another nice round of jumping. Lars Kirsten's horses going very well, and the crowd appreciating that once more. Here's the Dutch rider up into fourth place as it currently stands. Still France leading the way. Little focus from them both as they come down that line through the combination. Two beautifully balanced in the saddle. Looking to the next. Well, you can tell the volume level went up a little bit because it's the turn of one of the greats, Rolf Gordon-Bennetson. Riding here with the 10-year-old gelding Linier by Liniero. It's a horse he recently had out with him in Abu Dhabi at that Longines League of Nations, where he was part of Sweden's team that finished third. Ralph, who has, of course, been one of the stars for so many years of this sport here for Sweden. More Grand Prix than many. As well back on the team for Sweden. That gold medal for the Europeans last year. Silver medalist back in, it was Hong Kong, wasn't it, with Ninja Lesila. It's just been such an outstanding part of the sport. First rode on a championship team back in 1981. First Olympics for Atlanta in 1996. And look at him go here this evening, because he is, again, very competitive. He was yesterday, and he looks competitive again here. He's got a little bit tight to that, and unfortunately he's on the 4 because it was a good time, 59.77. He finishes on 4. Rest of the rest behind the 4 clears is 5th place though. Well, that is a shame. He's not the first, is he, to have just got caught out at the end of this line. Again, he barely touched it. Well, moving forward to another rider that has had a immensely successful career, including medals, of course, at the likes of Olympic team gold in Rio de Janeiro, a individual gold medalist at the European Championships when he won the European title in Windsor in 2009. It's Kevin Staud, and of course yesterday Kevin, remarkable with Visconti de Tellemont, his super ride, the lovely mare, took the top spot in the big money class here last night. I'm glad he was okay. I say that because in the jump off, having whistled round the course and flown from start to finish to, of course, not only take the lead at the time but win the class eventually, he then had to overcome the fact that going around that particular corner there, after going through the finish, the horse suddenly stopped on him and threw him clean out the saddle. He had to walk out the arena at the end, but it was after the finish, so it was all good in terms of not affecting his result. That will, though. He struggled on the turn back there, and it shows us not easy. (59.13). He had pace. Just no luck. Yeah, of course, we'll be happy enough folk with yesterday, but every day is different. The level going up. The issue going in, he was slightly, perhaps balanced a little bit still over to the right as he came at the angle. Well, back with Sweden. Here we go. Now with the turn of Wilbur Helmström. This is Quinty von Hoff. 12-year-old gelding by Quickly BZ. Sit it back a little bit. Looking quite lively. Very well in Stockholm in the big 4-star event in December. Started off this year down in Spain, jumping in Ilivanova. So far as she comes clear through the combination, now down that very delicately balanced plank. What a way of a real tip-tap moment there, which should be grateful the pole's still up, but now coming round into the double. To be very careful coming through this line, or the back rail. Well, on the 4, certainly catching them in different places, different horses, different fences. And the home support still waiting for their clear round this evening. There's still chances, but at the moment, it's another to finish on a score of 4. That will go into 7th place. Look how lucky she was there. Well, on we go, because it's Portugal to Rodrigo. He was jumping so well last night. He had a horse in last night, a 9-year-old called D'Electro. Superb in that big jump-off class. He ended up finishing in 4th place. It was a cracking round of jumping, or 2 rounds of jumping. I mean, it was a big jump-off as well, because we ended up with 14 of them, or 15 of them going through into that jump-off round. Well, now his chance with Corina L, the 9-year-old mare. Jumped this horse yesterday. He had plenty of pace. He would have ended up, I think, 3rd or 4th, but for the final fence getting in the way. So I want to put that right if he can today, although it's a little bit bigger than that first class yesterday. Struggling going in. I think they just caught that with a hoof behind. Has gone. Both parts were touched, but it was the second part that went. To make it 8 at the end, and a final time of 62.77 for Rodrigo Garcia Almeida there and Karina L. Another little look at the replay here as he comes back. Well, the crowd gave the game away as to who was going next, I feel. The turn of Peder Fredriksson, one of their absolute superstars here. Of course, so much that this man has achieved in the sport of show jumping. Always a pleasure to watch. What is he able to do here this evening? Riding this beautiful 18-year-old gelding that has been a real star Grand Prix winner. Peder, of course, has played his role in such a major way in helping Sweden to their tremendous success over the recent years. Himself, of course, a double individual silver medalist at Olympic level, and he is flying along here this evening. Sweden still short of a clear. Is that about to change? He means business. World number one. Lost his stirrup. He's got no stirrup at all going through that double on the right-hand side, and he's still going stirrupless. It's 1 foot in the pedal, 1 foot out. He still hasn't got it back. It will affect his time, surely. What a brilliant performance. Absolutely phenomenal from Peder Fredriksson. He jumped the last 5 fences of that course with just the one pedal, and he ends up finishing 0.2 of a second away from the lead in second place. Catch me not S. And he definitely lost time when he realised he went on the turn after the double. He was looking to see if he could find it again, and that would have cost him 0.2. That was a quite superb round. Look at this, he's already lost the stirrup coming into the double. I mean, what riding, turning towards the out. Wow. Well, who needs stirrups? He only needs one. To be fair, it's just such a great jockey. And the crowd certainly appreciate that. But at the moment, it means that Sweden's still only as high as second. And Julian Akatin, who's already pipped the Swedish riders to the post yesterday, is at the moment doing the same again. But that could yet change. There's a lot of jumping to come. And now we move on, because there's the order. 57.03 leads the way. 57.25, there really isn't a lot in it, is there? Peter Clemens in third, Yuri Mansur dropping down. Now Scott Brash and Hello Jefferson, the British rider, another Olympic gold medal winner, London 2012, multiple medals, of course, across championships. Most recently, the World Team Bronze. This is the great Hello Jefferson, part of that Team Bronze in 2022, and this beautiful gelding that has got to some tremendous Grand Prix wins. Such a start by Cooper van der Heffing. Tonight, I think just using this round a little bit towards his main aim, which of course will be at Longines FEI Jumping World Cup round on Sunday afternoon. He's not cut in on the turn back to the treble. He's just looking to play it a little bit safer. Again, going nice and wide. Just giving Jefferson a really confident round. He jumped in the smaller class yesterday, just building up a little bit. I guess the horse will have the day off tomorrow and then come back on Sunday there. So that was Scott Brash, and hello Jefferson. Was putting the building blocks in place towards the bigger plan of that World Cup round on Sunday afternoon, as he's looking to pick up points, the last chance to pick up points to get qualified to go to Riyadh. Jefferson certainly showing plenty of jump. Well, we've got another 4 before we reach the halfway mark. At that halfway mark, we will take a short break for 10 minutes while the arena maintenance team have a little run round. It's Dan's turn. We saw Johan a little earlier. Now the turn of Geir Gillikson. Ooh la la, Van Overis is the name of this horse. And he's a man that's got many happy memories of that famous win in the World Cup qualifier here a few years ago in Stockholm. Tonight with this 10-year-old Tangiello. Started with this horse last year. It was a full ride of a British rider, Joe Trunkfield. Suited Jimmy well. Again, just unable to look to that inside turn. Sadly, having the middle of the combi down. He's at the plank as well. Interesting last night, I saw something I'd never seen before. It happened twice. 2 different riders hit the plank. Of course, the plank on flat cups, so of course it just slides off. It's such a delicate and light fence. And last night, the plank got hit twice, flipped on its side, and sat on top of the cups. It was something I'd never seen before. And then, of course, lo and behold, it happened twice. Sadly, there for Geir Gillikson. He's decided this evening is not working his way, and therefore leaves it alone. So, Julian Akatin still leads, 57.03 from Petter Fredriksson for Sweden, but the clapping has started, which means there's another big name from Sweden about to enter into the arena, and it's perhaps the biggest name of them all in the current form, as the volume level ups a notch. As Jimmy leaves, in walks Henrik von Eckermann. There he is, the world number 1, the world champion, the holder of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup title, of course, with the magnificent King Edward, who is here in Gothenburg, and I think will aim for Sunday, fresh back from 2nd place in that massive event, 5-star Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi, part of that team. Tonight he's got Iliana, who he rode on the team to 3rd to help the Swedish team in the Longines League of Nations, the brand new series this year for top-level team competition. And yesterday, well, Henrik pushing on. He rode Kalitsi in the big class last night to finish in 3rd. That's Iliana's first outing for Gothenburg 2024. An absolute start by Cardento, who rode this horse of the Europeans as well last year. And as I say, on that Nations Cup, most recently he had a 2nd as well with in the World Cup round in Mechlin over New Year after a cracking win in Geneva. She's a fabulous, fabulous horse. And I would suspect Julian Eckertwin will be feeling a little nervous. Oh dear, he's got too tight in, surely. How? Oh, he gave the middle a nudge, but it's the last part that he's had down. And the plank comes because of the related distance that follows those 6 strides related to how you jump the combination. It's difficult to make a change. I mean, just tensing up a little bit here. But the problem coming originally from Henrik, he almost just was too tight back into the combination. I think, well, if we're lucky, we'll get a replay. He's now going that bit wider, just allowing Ilyana to settle. He was certainly setting off with every intention to try and challenge. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for the world number 1 here this evening. 79 on the clock at a total of 12, putting him down the order. And, world number 1 armband, the Longines armband there. The privilege of the world's top ranked rider. Let's have a look here. You can see he's much tighter coming in than anyone else. He's looking, I think, to try and save himself a stride. She did fabulous at the start, and unfortunately, she just couldn't quite find a way out over that final part. So nothing changes, and France still lead. There are a total of 6 clear rounds. Julien Acotin, Peter Fredriksson, Peter Clements, Yuri Mansur, Lars Kirsten, and Scott Brash. Next to go, Mario Stevens for Germany. Carry 22, the 10-year-old mare by Christian. Jumping very well just last week in Minster in the 3-star. He's had a good start to the year with this horse, building up in Germany, in Riesenbeck. He went very well at the back end of last year in Helsinki. Certainly a horse that's got a lot of talent. This is a 9-year-old last year, beginning to show that more and more at the top level, and now hoping to push on as a 10-year-old. Confidently inside. You can see the difference in the line there to Henrik. He went that bit wider, not that it helped him because he ended up in trouble at the first part, but different horses, different riders have to take slightly different approaches. He's not the first to have had that down. It's 8 faults come the end of the round. 67.13 is the final time for Mario Stevens there. And the German rider, again, unable to deliver a clear tonight, sadly for him. And those 6 clears remain. It's, as I said a little earlier, tricky. It's that different line. He comes much, much wider. Bigger horse, bigger frame. He just ends up catching it in front. Certainly showing the power. Able to jump through the rest without any trouble. So one more before the halfway mark and the break. Still 57.03 is the time to beat. There's Peder, who sits in second at the moment. Our well, 1 foot in the pedal moment with Peter Fredriksson. What can this man though do? Of course, this puts us back up in the world's top 10. Harry Schmolders tonight with Jerikus van der Kateriven. It's another 5-star Grand Prix winning horse, won the global round in Wilkensvaard last year. Harry, who went so well last season. This was his European Championship ride. Of course, he was second last year in that Longines FEI Jumping World Cup final for the 2nd year in a row on Monaco. Bit like Scott Brash, I think, just wants to save a little bit for Sunday with this horse. So he was happy just to take the wider line. clear at the moment, though, and he's not that far away. He's certainly looking towards the top 6. If he's a little bit quicker than Scott, he is the 7th clear. He goes into 6th place. 64.87 is the final time. And Harry Schmolder's there over the last, as I say, just taking it that bit easier. Euricus will do his ride on Sunday and just building towards that, looking for a good strong result in that final leg of the Western European League's World Cup qualifiers for Riyadh. It's for the big time. Well, that brings us to the halfway mark, and with 21 still to go, it is France in the lead at the moment. As Harry heads out the back, it is Julien Aquatin that leads the way at the moment, ahead of Pedro Fredriksson and Peter Clemens. There is your order. It is Blood Diamond Dupont from Catch Me Not S and Kwatinka. Yuri Mansell, Lars Kirsten and Harry Schmolders fulfilling the top 6 places with 7 clear rounds as it stands. We'll take a short pause and we'll be back in just under 10 minutes' time with the second half of this phenomenal class here in Gothenburg.
Du gick ut som första ryttare och det var inte bara slut. Nej, jag är här nästan alltid för att de gillar inte att prata med annan som är uppfattning. Så jag hoppar alltid fram själv in och det här är ju väldigt känsligt nästan. Ja. Kände du direkt när du fick att det här var andra hästar och passade dig? Ja, verkligen. Hon är väldigt speciell och känslig som sagt, men jag har inte känt att jag får en kvalitet som behövs. Sen har vi varit där och känner varandra på vägen och inte lite på sist och där de ska känna sig bekväma och som vi så inte bra som möjligt. Och du ingår ju i landslagets partid, men de har gjort så otroligt många framgångar tävlingar. Men jag har gjort ett par tävlingar med tävlingar, men jag har inte så många partier än så länge. Jag konsumerar liksom koncepten i år. Vilket har varit väldigt tillfredsställande. Två runder nästan varje tävling som jag är ute på den här kurvan. Så ja, det har det. Vad känner du då? Vad har ni tagit för steg på det här senaste året? Nej, men jag tycker väl att både jag och jag har kommit in till och framtiden och har varit fantastiskt varje gång. För du har gjort resan upp till den här höjden tillsammans med Portugal. Ja, men vi har hoppat den men den tillgången så har vi tagit för om du väntar världscupen på söndag, vad är känslan inför den? Ja, det känns jättebra. Jag har som sagt inte varit så att jag hamnade på skridskor och en känsla av glad. Jag har gjort en världscup innan och satt det där hemma och hejade och det är lite grann viset som vet vad det gick. Men jag har gått till det så vad som är det. Men hur häftigt är det då att rida med dig på den här avlika arenan? Det är alltid jättekul i Skandinavien. Jag rider lite här som i år för jag göra det. Sen så rider jag sen i år förra året. Det var helt fantastiskt.
chasing before he's trouble is how hard the track is at any kind of speed. Ferguson second, 1-2-3, only down by the time. Foreign Sweden and Belgium beat the Cameras on the top three for a tick. France won both five-star passes yesterday. Hopes prize in the next France. France leading again with a goal striker prize. So maybe it's a goal future for the French. We watch the wait.
Welcome back, everybody. Delighted to have you with us once again. We're live with you in Gothenburg for the 2024 Gothenburg Horse Show. It is the second night of action for the five-star riders, the top-class talent here. And we've already enjoyed some superb rounds of jumping, none more so perhaps than Julien Cotin, who leads the way at the moment. We're at the halfway stage. It is a one-round competition. It's all about pace and leaving the fences up. Faults and time. Try to be clear, try to be quick. At the moment, the fastest clear is that of Julian's, the French rider, 57.03. Ahead of Peter Fredriksson, the Swedish superstar, who sits in second. Of course, half the course, admittedly, for Peter with one stirrup. Probably didn't make life easy, and he's only 0.2 of a second behind. But those results are done now. We're into the second half. And Angelica Augustusson-Zanatelli here with Kalinka van der Netschkiel for Sweden. Another rider that has ridden and won medals on Swedish teams, European team silver in the past for Angelica. This 14-year-old mare by Splievanti Haika is her ride this evening, and it's certainly been a very successful ride. It's on a ship that had a good run over the course of last year to really establish that form again this season now. Very happily getting that inside turn back to the combination. One stride, 6 strides, sorry, on the curve there, that delicate little plank in front. You come round to this 1.50 m upright with the water tray underneath. 5 strides, slightly again on the curve to a huge wide parallel there at fence number 8. Then to this double, 2 strides in the middle here. Shortens up a little bit on the out. Again, drop inside, come round into what is the final line of fences. First of all, this upright, then 3 strides, careful as you like, sorry, parallel to upright, and then this Longines fence to finish. What a great round that was. Clear all the way. 61.57. Goes into 6th place for Angelica Augustusson-Zanatelli. Pretty pleased, I'm sure, with the way that Kalinka was going there tonight. He's 4 seconds away, 4.5 seconds away. But again, I think looking as well a little bit towards the World Cup round here on Sunday afternoon. Always a balancing act. Horses when to swap gear between sort of 9 tenths and 10 tenths. Superbly done. Very good clear. It's only the second clear actually for the Swedish riders. They were picking up 4s and more to start with. Now though, Thomas Ryan. This is Connoisseur PRW. It's for Ireland, this 9-year-old gelding. The great Konrad Oblensky. The staccato mare. Did very well 2 weeks ago to warm up for this. They were in Belgium in Liège. And they finished in the top 6 of the Grand Prix. More of a steady approach. He needs to make sure that he asks the questions, but at the same time it is just 9. And it's still early in that year, still early in that part of the season. Asking plenty tonight. It's a big class. Stepping up. At the moment, really responding. Just fighting a little bit on the turn there. You can see the horse just came off the bridle a bit, lifted its head, and he was asking it to keep going forward. It was more going sideways, and when you suddenly lose that sort of connection and that balance, it then can become so easy a little bit further on to start having fences down. That's such a shame. He's done the right thing there. He's just decided that I'm really at the wrong angle for the last. This is a 9-year-old. I just want to play sensible, and we're going to finish on a positive. We've just had the second to last down. Let's just take a moment. And there we go, really positive way to finish things off there for Thomas Ryan and Connoisseur. Probably a little bit of disappointment, but still the horse jumped well as they were going at points, and as I say, stepping up a bit here tonight. So nothing changes in terms of the top of the order, and we have 8 clear rounds. We're back into the replay of the double here. So it's just that 2 strides actually just gets a little bit short on you on the way out. Well, this is Sweden once again. Jennifer Kralt with Ludwig, the 11-year-old gelding, the Swedish warm blood, by Kullgraf. You see the green armband, the youth chance, the 25-year-old Swedish rider making her debut here in Gothenburg. Tremendous opportunity. She jumped really well yesterday. She was on for a really good round, and then the final fence got in the way. It was just such a shame. Well, that was a little bit smaller, so she's stepping up again here. It was a horse that showed real quality. Jennifer. Degree of confidence again, giving herself a little bit more space on the turns. You can understand that this is new to her. Again, just using the arena quite sensible to give herself the best chance. If she can jump this last fence and deliver the clear, that is going to receive a huge cheer. No trouble at all tonight. She is certainly, you can see what it means. It's written all over her face. She's jumped the clear this evening on Ludwig, 66.65, on her debut internationally here in Gothenburg. What a performance from the young rider here for Sweden. Huge moment for her to deliver at a 155 start world ranking competition. Big money class tonight, nearly 57,000 euros in the prize fund. What a lovely partnership those two make. So last night it was just so unlucky. It went slightly awry. Look at the support she's getting here. Brilliant stuff to watch and brilliant stuff to see. So, still though, France leading the way. What about this man from France? With your aim, it's Roger Boss. 16-year-old mare, this another French-bred horse. It's by Miami de Saint-Mély. He's been in tremendous form. And yes, form only counts, as I've said before, for yesterday. It counts for last week. It counts for what you've done. It doesn't necessarily count for what is about to happen. But he has been in flying form in recent weeks, picking up some great results with his horses from, of course, been out in Abu Dhabi for the Longines Liga Nations. He had a brilliant second on Ever de Turan 2 weeks ago. He was in brilliant form at home as well in Bordeaux. Style all of his own, a style though that works so well for him, and his horses respond to it as well, and that is unfortunate. Another with fences down, and it shows how hard it is to get a clear out of this course tonight. I'm glad he's okay. He's still smiling. Well, he walks away. Not what he needed and not what he wanted. But it was a soft landing. He landed on his feet. Hasn't quite worked out tonight for Roger. We're going to go back and have a look what happened again. Oh dear, we've lost our balance. Oh, no, 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 and down. See? It's part of the game, sadly. He knows that. And he knows it was, yeah, that one was on him. Right, Carlos Eduardo Monterribas. Carlos Eduardo Monterribas here in tricks. It's a 10-year-old gelding, a Brazilian rider, in his wonderful blue helmet. Let's sort of go fast to strike down the middle, and go fast he will. These two have pace aplenty. They don't necessarily last night had, I think, a score of 12 at the end of the round. Just getting thrown forward a little bit there over the first. This is the sort of class he loves. He's gone for the turn and he's got it. Still in touch here. This is a really smooth round of jumping at the moment. He's just got to be so careful towards the end, because suddenly 57.03 is under threat. Not anymore. If the fence goes down, I have a feeling he'll show that he could have got somewhere very close to that time. 57.22 he would have done. He would have got into second place, in fact, had he not had the fence. But at the moment, it's the best of those on 4, and he slides his way into 10th place. Carlos Eduardo Monterribas there, giving his all, as he always does, the Brazilian rider. Well, another little look at what happened here. He comes round into the final line. This wasn't quite straight by the time he got to the fence. Well, the level of volume was rising again. It's Sweden once more. Jens Fredriksson goes next, and he's riding tonight with this super mare, Diarado's Rose Alif. Of course, another rider that has played such an important role in the recent success of Sweden at a golden level with the World and European Championship team gold medals with the fabulous Marken Cosmopolit. Found his way to 10th place individually in the Worlds in 22 and 5th individually in the Europeans last year. Lovely mare by Diarado, Swedish bred. tremendous effort. Got a lovely turn back into the combination here. And again, keeping it very tight. Maybe that didn't help him because he ended up too close. Changes the approach, goes wide, coming back now to the double. That has gone as well. Unravels slightly at points towards the end there to bring the score to 12 for Jens Fredriksson. Gerardus Rosalith there, 61:30 on the clock. Sadly, not his night. And still at the moment, not Sweden's night. France are yet again sort of keeping the champagne on ice in terms of a Swedish win here this evening, as they did last night. Not done yet, though. Another 5 or 6 riders still to go for Sweden. Charles Maldron there, the FEI steward, just checking over the horses as they are all checked when they come out. Now we have the turn of another medalist from the European Championships, Team Bronze, Katharina Romberg. Lovely to see Austria securing that tremendous team medal. With us with Kuma tonight with Diandja, the 16-year-old mare. Best chance then for the Austrian star. Caught out a couple here this evening, maybe more than a couple, it's probably more like 4 or 5 now that have just found their way onto that rail over the water tray off that turn. It's come very fast. She finishes therefore on the 4, 65:03 is the final time. There's Katharina Romberg riding there with Dindina. It's going down. Well, we turn now to our next to go for Sweden. Joanna Ekberg riding Calypso de Beaufort. Gelding 12-year-old by Diamant de Samelli. Nicely done. Nice round. She's a little bit down in terms of those leading times, but Sweden looking for another clear here. She could well find herself, of course, in the top 10 with this, and that she has. Superb from Gothenburg and Calypso de Beaufort. 65-35 is the final time, and delivers the clear round to go into 8th place there with a lovely performance. 4 for Sweden in the top 10, 2 for the Netherlands in the top 10, and then also in there Great Britain, Brazil, Belgium, and of course France with that leading round from Julian Akotin as it currently stands. Well, this is the turn of our next. It's Kim Emmen. Kim was in the jump-off last night on In Flame Go, her star ride, and this is certainly another lovely horse. This gelding Dutch Warm Blood by Cassini Gold is called Imagine, or one of the Netherlands' leading ladies. Championship team debut at the Europeans for the Dutch last year. Going on then to ride in the Nations Cup final as well in Barcelona. Horses she took with her out to that Longines League of Nations in Abu Dhabi the other day. And at the moment, she looks like giving the Netherlands their 3rd clear, and she's gone into 7th place. Horses are in fine form. Really nicely done there from Kim Emmen and Imagine. So she now fills the 7th slot, 63.49 for Kim. Rest of the Dutch rider sits in 5th, although she was faster than Harry Schmolders, who drops into 8th. It's Lars Kirsten in 5th. Still the top 3 of France, Sweden, Belgium. Julian Akotin, Peder Fredriksson, and Peter Clemens. That is the top 3 at the moment. On we go. There's the order for the 4. Julian Manserb at 57.03 is still to be beaten. Fredrik Spets goes next. It's another chance for Sweden to figure here this evening. Flanagan is the ride. 14-year-old gelding by Clinton. Everybody keeping an eye on this. It's a big night of sport here. Yes. Of course, forms the qualifier as well for that Longines FEI Jumping World Cup round on Sunday afternoon. There's 57,000 nearly euro prize funded class. Got the inside turn. Now, can he make it pay? Certainly ridden well through the combination. Flanagan looking very strong at the moment. It's given the last 2 fences a little bit of a tap, but they're both still up. Lines proved tricky for 1 or 2, and it's proved tricky for him. It was quite tight turning in. Still again slightly on the turn as he was approaching that 3rd from home, and Frederick then on a time of 59.64. Second best of those on 4. But sadly that but can only rise as high as 13th place on Flanagan. Going back to the replay here again, you can see he's just turning slightly, pitching into that fence. Next to go, as one leaves, one is about to start. It's the turn of Ireland now. We're in Jessica Burke with Express Trend. Jess, who had a tremendous show in Bordeaux just a few weeks back at the start of February, where she ended up finishing third in that big Grand Prix on the Sunday evening. Tonight is riding Express Trend. It was Nike that she finished third in the Grand Prix. We've also had a top 10 finish in the World Cup round there, but Express Trend was in great form as well, with two really strong performances. Turn, you can't risk turning too soon with that wide parallel. That back rail will catch you out otherwise, which means you've got to land before you can think about it, and then there's not a lot of space. That has gone. It's been perhaps the hardest of all of them, bizarrely, just coming off that turn, that water trade, perhaps just drawing the eye down a little. It's just certainly motoring on here. Disappointing for her then to have had that one down. She now goes into 13th place. It's the second best of those on four. We're outside of the money. And disappointingly there on a score of 4. Otherwise, I mean, the time, 58-55, for reference, would have put her up in third. So that sort of level, and coming around that corner, there's still a couple of strides, but it's been interesting this evening. It's perhaps caught out more than any other fence. 10 to go, and more left to jump in this competition here this evening. Now we're back with Sweden and Erika Likrama van Helmond riding Icon Tessa VHL. This is an 11-year-old Dutch mare by Comme Il Faut, the great stallion ridden by Marcus Enning out of a Casal mare. Of course, Casal, the great stallion of Rolf Gordon Bennetson, he used to ride. Had a good end to last year with some strong results. Also jumped this horse on the Nations Cup team in Villamora last November. Into a strong round. She's still clear. She's gone wide here. Could be heading into the top 10 though, and that she is. She's got into 8, 64.16. For Erika Likrama van Helmond for Sweden there with Icon Tessa VHL. Ready with support. Enjoyed that. Still those top 3, you can see them on the big screen there, they remain the same. Sweden delivering another clear round, 12 in all. She goes into 8th place. Very happy with that, as she should be. Lovely slow-mo shot. really see the muscle structure, the amazing power that these horses possess, these fabulous, fabulous partners. It is such a partnership, this sport. It is all about the horse and the rider working together. Well, next up, it is Olivier Robert. There's the order as it stands, with France still leading, with Julien Achatin from Peter Fredriksson, Peter Clemens and Yuri Mansur, still chasing 57.03. Esprit de Figuier AA is the ride now for Olivier Robert, the 10-year-old stallion by Epsilon, hugely experienced French rider. Unfortunately experienced he may be, but he'll be disappointed with that. With that going down, in fact, turning away before they go to the last. Olivier Robert there in Esprit de Figuier AA, not having the easiest of evenings. And I think he's going to call it time before he crosses the line, so signals to the members of the grand jury, the judges, that he intends to retire. 8 more to jump, 8 to go in this competition. Still riders to come for Germany, Sweden, Belgium, Finland, Great Britain, the Netherlands and Ireland. 2 in fact in there for Sweden. Well, the turn of Tiki Karlstein now. Germany have another chance. Caprischio VA, the 9-year-old Holstein gelding by Clarimo. Jumped very well in a lot of the under-25 and youth classes, young riders and the likes last year. Already on 4. Gone. The 8 as she lands over the last. Tiki Karlstein there for Germany with a Caprischio VA. And still, Julien Achatin is leading the way. He's getting ever closer to doing a double, and for France to continue this tremendous run of wins in the 5-star classes here in Sweden. Still 2 chances for Sweden left in the draw. There's the first of those fences going down. Well, next to go is one of those 2. It's Atelier Lundgren riding here with Come On Conrad. This is another by Comme Il Faut. This 11-year-old. Again, another of the rising youth stars of the sport here in Sweden, 24 years of age. Part of the Young Rider European Championship team. Villamora back in 2021, she ridden on numerous youth European teams as she's risen up through the ranks. Jumped the other week with this horse in the under 25 division in Amsterdam at the end of January. Losing a little bit of pace coming to the bar. Certainly makes that back rail a long way away. Come on, Conrad, certainly in all the effort required here, and Attilia, so far so good, giving it a brilliant ride. Again, electing to take that slightly more cautious approach back into this final line. She's looking to try and make sure she secures a clear here. And that she has, and it's another starring performance from one of the youth stars. And we'll be very pleased with that as she now moves just what's that into 11th place. And adds to that list of clears that has only reached 13. A really nice performance from the partnership there of Come On Conrad and Attilia Lundgren. So really well done, 66.17 into 11th. You can see what it means to them. It's great to see. Going back into the replay here. That complete focus on the next fence, complete concentration, and then executing. Whoop, it's the team on the side jumping every fence, every single fence with them as well. Well, back with Belgium. Belgium, of course, sitting in third at the moment with Peter Clemens. Now Jeroen Appelen riding Monte Blue PS. 11-year-old gelding by Montebellini. Some decent rounds at 4-star level. Just recently in Centaur in Belgium. Again, he's just found his way to that front rail, that Agria fence. Another that has caught out a few here tonight. As I say, I think it's been a really well-balanced course by our course designer. He's been thinking from start to finish, and he's given them options, he's given them chances to make up time and let them charge, but at the same time, he's taken a lot of care. A lot of careful riding and horses really having to perform. Keeps it to the 4, 68.36 is that final time. Jeroen Appelen then riding Monte Blue PS. And now we're down to the final 5 to go. Finland, Great Britain, the Netherlands, Sweden and Ireland in terms of nations as we go back. And again, that triple bar, well, that's the trick there. It really sending them forward, and then of course if you're running forward into a big square parallel like that, it is always going to be the front rail that perhaps causes you grief. Well, next to go, Finland and Evelina Talvio riding this lovely mare called Glamour. 13-year-old mare by Numero Uno. rider that's been very successful coming through the youth ranks of the sport. He was 26, jumped with this horse most recently in the World Cup leg in Bordeaux. And some nice rounds at the back end of last year in Madrid, as well as, of course, at home in Helsinki. Nippy little start. This at the moment is really suiting the pair of them. Should be heading into the top 6 if she lands over this fence successfully, and that she has. A brilliant performance again from Evelina Trelavio. 60.38, she's got into 5th place. And still plenty of energy in life. I think they can keep going. Lovely reactions, lovely performance, and as I say, up into the top 5 here tonight with that round. Huge class, nearly 57,000 euros worth of prize money. At the moment, though, that is still in Julian Akatin's hands as it currently stands here in this Gothenburg horse show here in the Scandinavian. This amazing event that well, dates back. It was first held in 1977. In fact, the very first ever World Cup final was held here in 1979. Of course, then went on to become the recurring event that it has, and the World Cup final's been held here on, I think it's 15 occasions, last in 2019 in the Scandinavian, this amazing arena. In fact, over those years, this man's dad has won the World Cup final right here in this arena on a horse called Milton. His dad is John, this is Robert Whittaker, and Evert. Robert, of course, last year winner of the King George V Gold Cup at Hickstead, the 5-star Grand Prix with Memento. And he's been putting in some tremendous results this winter on the World Cup circuit. Certainly a horse that's got pace. He won classes last year with it. He's winning the Derby trial at Hickstead. He's certainly giving his all here this evening. Needs to be a little bit careful on the final line. He's just got one more fence to go here. He's going to be awfully tight to the leading time. Oh no, he's had the last. 57.47, he would have gone third. Disappointment for Robert Whittaker. What a shame. He'd done so much so well. And then the last fence gets in the way. Oh. Well, tremendous effort from Robert. He gave everything. And 57.47 put him within half a second of the lead in terms of time. And then suddenly you drop all the way down into 16th place, courtesy of that rail falling to the floor. And now just 3 more challengers standing between Julien Acatin and his second win and France's third win out, and 3 out of 3 it would be for France. Willem Greve next to go for the Netherlands. Dutch riders have all jumped well here tonight. Lars Kirsten 6th, Kim Emmen in 8th, Harry Schmolders in 10th. And Willem join in as well with Grandorado TNNOP, the star ride, the stallion, the Dutch warmblood. 13 now by Eldonado van der Schussuk. It's been a tremendous partner as he's brought it through those young horse classes and through to being a world-class international star that we most recently had that lovely win in Amsterdam in January in the 5-star classes there. like we saw with a few of the others, like Harry, like Scott, and there are others we've seen as well tonight. It's perhaps looking again a little bit more towards Sunday in the World Cup round, just not necessarily trying to take all the turns. He's looking to put in a strong performance, but not looking to take any unnecessary risks. Clear all the way. It's going to be the slowest of the clears, but he's done what he needed to. He's jumped the clear, and that makes 15 clears so far. So William Graham and Grandonado, TN and OP go into 15th place. Scott Brash watching on, keeping an eye. He's in 14th place at the moment. 2 to go. One for Sweden, 1 for Ireland. Petronella Andersson is next up, riding here with Odina van Klerschut, the Swedish rider, of course, based with the Stefek stables in Belgium. This 10-year-old mare by IMM Heather Starr. Been busy starting the year down in Vera da Frontera on the Sunshine Tour. Grand Prix in Mechlin at the back end of December. Competitive rider. She almost didn't get the turn, but she did get the turn. She's really trying to attack this course. She won the Grand Prix in Stockholm here in Sweden at the back end of last year. I have to say, this is going to be very quick, and she's got away with a real rub and roll. This could put Sweden on top, and it has. 56.94. Oh, listen to this crowd. What a performance that was. Absolutely outstanding performance. And Petronella Andersson and Odina van Klerschut have just jumped their way into the lead here in Gothenburg. Wow, 56.94, she's a tenth of a second faster. That was a class bit of riding and a brilliant horse. And she got so lucky. We're going to see the fence that follows this. She gave the front rail a nudge there, and then watch this. Watch this. She hit it with the belly, or the girth guard underneath. The stud guard is the words I'm looking for, on the girth. Well, there is still one more to go. And it's Dennis Lynch for Ireland with Brooklyn Heights, this lovely 15-year-old Nan gelding by Nabab Perez. This is the horse that took him to 7th in the World Cup final last year. It's a horse, of course, that he rode at the World Championships in 2022. It's a horse that had a bit of time off after jumping in Spruce last September and came back in Bordeaux to finish 2nd in the Grand Prix on the Sunday evening. Now, what is he able to do here tonight? It will be a massive ask to try and overhaul that round from Petronella Andersson, and I'm just not sure again that it's the sort of approach Dennis will want to take here tonight. He'll be forward, he'll be quick, but will he ask those final questions? Well, yes is the answer, because he's going for it. He's just, though, It's been a little bit steadier on the run back. Had to be careful towards the combi. He's not holding off. He would like to find his way somewhere in the mix here this evening. Brooklyn Heights and Dennis Lynch trying to upset this crowd here in Gothenburg on the second night of this famous horse show. Petronella Anderson leads. In fact, that's gone, and Petronella Anderson wins. Sweden get their win. Well, there's still one fence to jump. That final tricky line is what costs Dennis Lynch 59.81. He pulled up going to the last, so it's hard to really see where he would have finished. But I mean, that time on its own would have put him in the top 5. So another tremendous effort from Dennis, a real competitor in Brooklyn Heights, looking strong. But tonight is Sweden's night. After the double from France yesterday, and as close as it looked like it was going to come again here tonight to give a double to Julian Eckert after his win yesterday, it is, with that fence going down and that one that followed, Petronella Anderson that wins here this evening for Sweden on Odina van Klootschuit, with that fabulous round as the penultimate partnership. What a performance and what a competition. Odina van Klootschuit wins. Sweden win tonight in the Volkswagen Prize, ahead of Julian Eckert and Peter Fredriksson, Peter Clemens and Juri Mansur. And well done to Evelina Televio in 6th. Of course, the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup, the final leg of the Western European League, will be with you live on FEI TV here on Sunday afternoon. The final points are going to be given out. The qualifiers for Riyadh are, well, it's all down to the wire. We'll see what happens then. Looking forward to all the jumping as well that comes between now and then, and maybe with the presentation of awards here tonight. And well done again to Petronella Anderson.
Så vi går fram till topp 3. Två från Sverige.
Sedan the winner from Sweden, Petronella Andersson. Ladies and gentlemen, to the national anthem.
Vi ska komma ner till Jessica. Ni är så nyfikna på hur det står till nere i arenan.
Det var fantastiskt, eller hur? Hur känns det här?
Jättehärligt. Tack publiken. Ni är fantastiska. Ert stöd är jättehärligt som kommer hem och var svensk. Tack.
Ja, det var ruggigt stöd här uppe på läktaren. Jag trodde det är tufft att komma in där det var tajt i toppen. Vad var känslan inne på banan?
Och Dina är ju en helt fantastisk häst. Hon ger dig som ryttare säkerhet. Du känner dig trygg på henne. I slutändan, det är upp till mig att visa henne vägen. Hon gör alltid sitt jobb.
Vart kände du att du hade bäst känsla då? Vart hittade du vägen, den bästa vägen?
Jag skulle nog säga att hon är ganska snabb hela vägen. Snabb över hinderna, snabb galopp. Så kan nog inte säga att det var ett specifikt ställe. Jag tror hon är ganska jämnsnabb, så
Allt var bra.
försöker inte störa henne. Nej, allt var inte perfekt, men...
Men du kom till Stockholm och presenterade, ni vann Grand Prix där. Vad kommer vi att se dig vinna i resten av helgen? Är det världscupen som gäller nu?
Yes. Jag tror vi får... Jag ska inte vara allt för kaxig. Vi får nog rida lite dressyr imorgon först.
Vi kör på det. Du, stort grattis Petronella Andersson. Fantastiskt.
Tack.
Vilken härlig inställning. Vi bjuder på Level Sverige, Petronella Andersson, Skandinavien. Wow, vilken härlig dag i Skandinavien. Seger i dressyren och nu seger i hoppningens magnifika klass som här presenterats av Volkswagen och X. Vi fortsätter med